has often been the case this season as an Arsenal picked up a victory. It brought with it scrutiny over their style of play. Fabian Hurzeler, who spoke about Arsenal's tactics before the game, lashed out at what he thought was time wasting, insisting only his side wanted to play football.
I loved the effort from my boys. I loved how they play football. I think there was only one team who tried to play football today. Did you see in the Premier League game a goalkeeper going down 3 times? I will never be that kind of manager who tries to win in that way. Where will this go? Like at one point, one game we play 60-minute netto time, and then when you play against Arsenal only 50 minutes, then it's 10 minutes different. So is this for what the supporters are paying for?
Rob Earnshaw is with me this morning. Rob, let's get stuck straight into this because Arsenal have faced criticism, haven't they, because of their style of play. We've heard the phrase dark arts many, many times, but this is the first time that a Premier League manager has been so cutting about it. Does Fabian Hurzeler have a point?
Absolutely. He does have a point. The reason is because we see it. Of course, Arsenal do little things to waste time, to make tactical implementations, change tactical details within their game. But at the same time, I think Mikel Arteta has also got a point. I actually think it leans more on brilliance and genius and being so good, so sharp in those little rules, more than agreeing with Mr. Hurzeler. Because I agree with him. Listen, if Arsenal going down, for example, the goalkeeper tends to go down once or twice each half. And sometimes that's to give detail to his players, to Arsenal's players. But it's within the rules of the game. And listen, every single manager, and I think Mr. Hurzeler is speaking more from emotion, and the backstory to that, he did have a little argument with Mikel Arteta during the game last night. So there was a little bit of emotion there, and it was obviously hyped up. But I will say this, though, that if it was the other way around, I think Brighton will do the same. You know, for example, if they're winning 2-0 in the last 10 minutes, what are they going to do? Just continue to just say, okay, we'll give you the ball and come and attack us? No, of course not. But it's within the rules of the game. This is what we have to... there's nothing wrong with it because all the Premier League teams will have an understanding of the rules, and all the Premier League teams at some point will try and delay the game. I don't always go as far as say it's just about, just wasting time. Yeah. It's also delaying the game because physically sometimes you're tired and you think, hold on a minute, take an extra second for a free kick. Goalkeeper, calm yourself down, because that's sometimes the instruction because you're exhausted. And sometimes it's to give tactics. What Mikel Arteta's done is started to give tactics during these little breaks. Now, I just think it's sharp awareness, and the rest of the league have to do better. That's just the truth of it.
Well, look, predictably, Mikel Arteta is not entertaining any of this. Let's have a listen to his response last night.
What a surprise.
Would you like to expand on that?
No. I mean, you just go back for the previous games and you will find a lot of comments like this always. I love my players. That's the highlight. I love my players, we love our players, and I love the way we compete.
Do you care what other managers say?
Care? Depends. Yeah, and the comments. Yeah.
Another thing that Fabian said was there's only one team here that tries to play football today. Is that unfair? Because at the end of the day, it's might get 3 points.
Next question.
Next question. What were Rob Earnshaw's time-wasting tactics back in the day in a West Brom shirt in the Premier League?
Do you know what? It was the little things. For example, you're going to take an extra couple of minutes. For example, you score a goal. First few minutes, everybody's still, in excitement mode. For me, I was always the last one to run back to the halfway, stay in the opposition's half because they can't take kickoff. And then you wait, because what I'm doing is I'm waiting for my team to get settled, to have an extra couple minutes, stop the excitement, get back into tactical mode and focused. So I would wait a little bit longer. So it's little things like that. And obviously in the last few minutes, you're winning. If you're winning in a good position, especially when I was at Forest, actually, we had a big meeting for about a month, really, on every single situation that was in the last 10 minutes about delaying. If you're winning, well, don't go and just pass the other team the ball. Put it in the corner. wait, it's all these little details. The biggest wasting one was, I think I was playing for Forest at Derby, and I knew I was going to get booked, and I was celebrating. So I knew I'd get a yellow. So I just conducting the crowd for about 5 minutes, and beside me was the referee just saying, "Hey, I'm going to book you, I'm going to book you." I just continued, because for me, it was more about the joy of football and taking a yellow. And yes, I was delaying time, but I was taking the moment to say, we just scored the winning goal here. So for me, there's little things like that, but there's sometimes you can do it for the joy of the game, like I did.
Earnshaw, the conductor. Right, let's get the fans' perspective now, shall we? Nick Karamanlis, the Arsenal supporter, joins us this morning. Nick, good morning to you. 7 points clear, Nick, at the top of the table, but lots of criticism over your style of play, over your tactics. Is that bothering Nick Karamanlis at 10:09 on a Thursday morning?
10:09 on a Thursday morning, I couldn't care less. Because, do you know what? It doesn't bother me anymore. We've had years of playing great football and not won anything, and everyone's just waiting for us to drop off and call us bottlers. If anything, it's probably galvanising us more as a fan base and even as a football club. You think of successful teams like Mourinho's Chelsea, for example, who were really hard to beat as well, and they got a bit of stick, and it was almost like a us versus them siege mentality. And I reckon Arteta might even be doubling down on this as well, just to rile opponents, because it's clearly working.
It's clearly working. I want your view on this, Nick, as well, just to rile you up a little bit more, because you're too calm for my liking. I want to bring you these quotes from Alan Pardew last night. So Mr. Pardew saying that there needs to be an asterisk, Nick, next to Arsenal if they win the Premier League title this season, because he says they've basically not been beautiful to watch. Why do you think so many people have a problem with the way that you are playing?
You know what? First of all, Pardew's comments, I would say they are disrespectful. Maybe he's looking for more exposure, maybe to get him off the Sunday shifts. I don't know. But when people are at the top, they want to shoot you down. Every team is adopting set pieces. It's nothing new. I'll give you an example, right? Liverpool had a headline just 5 days ago. New set piece kings can still achieve something beautiful. So it's quite positive, right? The next day, same broadcast outlet about Arsenal, ugly or beautiful. It's like negative connotations. And the thing is, we hadn't scored a set piece for weeks before that. They were all open play goals. And this is nothing new. The Italians have been doing it for years, like Maldini. They were praised for their game management. We get vilified. It's partly maybe because how vociferous our fans are on social media, and I get that. But maybe it's because when Arteta does something, he does it to the extreme. That's his way of finding an edge. And being the best. And whilst we're top in every competition, I don't care. I mean, again, Slot was moaning about set pieces the other day. Then he's hired a new set piece coach, and all of a sudden, I think they're the best in the league since the start of the year. So,
Nick, does it bother you though? That's the thing. Does it bother you that those things are being said?
No, like I said. What people are saying doesn't bother me. Like Hurzeler as well. Again, last night, focus on your own team. His statement was full of contradictions anyway, on how they didn't create enough chances, how they need to focus on finishing better, and how they shouldn't moan, I think he said as well. And then he proceeded to go on a 10-minute rant about us. So his back was up before the game. He carried that through the game. Funnily enough, I don't even think we time wasted that much last night. He wants to see Ben White taking the throw, because even I get annoyed with him. But, I mean, Raya going down 3 times, he got 7 minutes injury time for that, and I think he got 4 minutes in the first half. So it's not as if you're time wasting. If you don't want for us to time waste, shoot on target and don't give us a goal kick. Stop fouling us and then kicking the ball away, which they did twice. Don't give us any corners, and just be better yourself and focus on your own team. So no, it doesn't bother me, but
you don't sound bothered, Nick.
All right, I'm bothered.
Nick, I did agree with him in terms of when you come out. I think there's also a entertainment factor that goes into the game. Maybe it wasn't the most entertaining game, but I think Hurzeler had a point about Arsenal not coming out to entertain, so to say. But I will agree with you that I think Arsenal need to do what they need to do to win the Premier League and to win each game. And I think they're excellent. They're probably the best team at making sure in different details, set piece, outfield, throw-ins, whatever it is, that they win the game. How are you feeling about the entertainment factor, though? Are you happy with that? Not happy with that?
No. I'm going to be honest with you, and this might sound stupid because the results last night were perfect for us, right? So I was really happy, but I came out of the game feeling worse than I did going into the game because tactically we do seem to be getting worse. And I've said this for a few weeks now. Every time we take the lead, it's like we forget how to play football. Possession goes out the window. We invite a lot of pressure, and sooner or later, I think it's going to bite us. I mean, look, you look at the I'm coming back to the Tottenham game where we won quite comfortably, right? But Tottenham had 0.22 xG in terms of goals. They scored 2 goals, one was disallowed, and we cleared one off the line. So we are conceding a lot of chances, and we can forget how to play football when we're up. So yeah, that side of it is bothering me, and it is a little bit boring to watch. And we've gone 30 games and we're 7 points clear. So am I bothered? No, because I want us to win the league. And I genuinely believe that if we get over the line this season, I think Arteta will reinvent us, and I think we'll start playing better football next season. I really do.
Yeah, look, that's the point, isn't it? Jose Mourinho, similar sort of style and tactics, and no one's looking back and talking about that. It was a Premier League trophy that you guys have potentially going to lift, Nick, for the first time since the Invincible season. In fact, the Invincible season was the last time that you've won more games by a single goal margin. And look, just to back up what Alan Pardew said, the extra quotes, and we saw them on the screen a minute ago, but he did say you're professional, it's a functional display, they're good, they're strong, they're powerful defensively, but nothing beautiful. So what word would you use if it's not beautiful and it's not ugly? What word are we using to describe Arsenal, Nick?
Pragmatic, dogged. We're tough to beat, so I mean, I don't see that in the past there's been teams like that, and never I'm old enough to remember George Graham days and us winning by 1-0 to the Arsenal. That's how we've become famous for it.
Are we back at that stage now, though?
What's that?
Are we back at the stage of 1-0 to the Arsenal?
Well, listen, why can't we celebrate defensive teams as well? Why can't we celebrate
that? Come on, Nick. Does it not wind you up? I mean, you must have watched plenty of games over the last 10, 15 years where the time wasting. I mean, Rob's just given away all of his secrets about his celebration, and then he'd sit there another 5 minutes in the corner before the referee would even get near his cards to book him. It must wind you up. I spoke to Dermot Gallagher before Ref Watch this morning, right? Dermot said what needs to happen is you get all the players pre-season, you sit them down at their clubs and you go, things are going to change next year, right? All the referees are on board, so it's not just one referee who's going to be, get all the stick for it. You get one warning for time wasting. Your second one is a yellow card. Your third one's a red card. Would you agree with that? It is a bit tedious when you see it against your team.
I mean, listen, we've had it loads of times against our team. I remember Newcastle coming to the Emirates and have it, and I don't hear as much kind of noise around it. All of a sudden, when we do it now, because we're top of the league and everyone wants to shoot us down, they want to actually change the rules? I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, people have been doing this for years and now they want to change the rules. Change the rules, it's not a problem. By that time, we'd have won the league, and next year, like I said, Arteta's going to reinvent us and we're going to play better football.
I do agree with you, Nick. I think I saw and played against the Jose Mourinho's, and they were doing the same things. They'll waste time. That sort of dark arts were always around. I think actually Mikel Arteta's learned a lot from all those teams that he's seen from the past. So I do agree with you on that. And I think Arsenal, it is a league-wide thing because all teams are looking at set pieces with extra detail now, set piece coaches. And I think now I think Arsenal are the best team at the set pieces, and everybody's, I think the worry is Arsenal are so good at set pieces, and they've always been known as the entertainers, and the outfield players score brilliant, classy, beautiful goals, and it's the beautiful goals that are missing in open play, and I think they're getting stick for the set pieces.
But Rob, did you hear that? Nick just said, when we win the league, so he did confirm that Arsenal are going to win the league, because actually
he still thinks they're going to win. Yeah.
Well, they play ahead of Manchester City next 3 times. Next 3 times in the Prem, you play ahead of Manchester City. So you could be, by the time you go to the Etihad, obviously depending if City pick up maximum points, you could be 10 ahead. City would have 2 in hand. If you throw it away from 10 ahead, Nick, there will be some big question marks.
Yeah, I mean, of course there will. I mean, I've been very consistent on here about us winning the league. I do think we're going to. But
are you worried though? Was it 22-23 when they were 8 points clear?
Yeah, it was. No, it was. Actually, was. This is the only season that I've felt more confident, and until actually last night, weirdly, when ironically we've gone further ahead, and the way we're playing, I'm actually a little bit concerned about us. But the only thing I would say this season is that Man City themselves are conceding a lot of chances. Right? They should have been 3 down against Leeds at half time, and sooner or later that will bite them, and it has. I do think we're going to drop points still, because the way we're playing, we have to change. Hopefully, with a rest coming up now, we've got Mansfield on the weekend and maybe a week off for a few players. It helps. Got a few people coming back from injury as well. But something needs to change, because as a team and individual players like Saka, Trossard, they're not doing it. They're not doing it. The attacking players are not doing it. But at the moment, as long as the defensive players get us through, I don't care. I think we will.
Nick, though, is it because that I think Arsenal have emphasised so much defensively and in their pressing even, that it takes so much energy that the attackers, when they need to attack, haven't got the fluency, haven't got that delivery because they're tired, because there's so much emphasis on pressing and the defensive work. I mean, you look at, for example, the wingers. The wingers sometimes are fullbacks with the fullbacks themselves.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and I've said that all along. Like, you see Saka, you see Trossard, they probably do more running than any other wingers in the league. I'd love to see the stats, if I'm being honest. I think there was some kind of stats on that. And when you look at us without possession, what sometimes annoys me is that whatever striker we've got on is not on the halfway line. They are literally at the edge of our box. So we kick the ball away. There's no one to hold it up. I do think he asks a lot of the players. It's working, so I'm not going to complain in that respect. But it does take a lot out of us, and I actually think it's probably why we've lost the league in the last few seasons, because we always seem to drop off at the end. And the only reason why I've been confident this season is because we've got a bigger squad to cope with that. The problem is, I don't think he's using the squad as much as we'd like. Like Rice and Zubimendi have played far too many games. They look like a shadow of themselves. But that's a different problem in itself.
The thing is, you can't leave Rice out. You can't leave Zubimendi out, because I think those two especially, if both are missing, Arsenal really struggle.
Yeah. Guys, we've got
there are games where we can kind of rest them, for winning, for example.